Hey guys, it's good to be back again. Today, we're having a look at one of these. Let's check it out. Hello you guys out there, my name's Guitar, hope you're having a great day. Today we're gonna talk battery grip, specifically this one for the Nikon D3300, but battery grips in general, let's just say it like that. And yes, I am a D3300 user in 2019. Yes, I know, that's kinda sad, and I wanna change that. But I'm pretty happy with that. Not completely though. Now the idea of these is that they do give you more battery life, but they also give you an extra grip right here. Hence why it's a battery grip. And what this also does is, with this little cable, which I don't have here right now. Damn, I should have got this. Where the hell's this gone? What it also allows you to do is shoot vertically. If you're an Instagram story shooter or an Instagram TV shooter, of course, this is more designed for photos. But we're video shooters, we're not photographers. So what are the pros, what are the cons, and should you get one? So obviously this gives you more battery life. In fact, it gives you twice the battery life that you would normally have, because this thing comes right out of the battery grip itself. And it contains 2 batteries. Now I already had those 2 batteries, hence why I was able to get it for 17 bucks. I know, that's crazy. And one funny thing is that it was also available for 19 bucks without a remote, but the version for 17 bucks contained a remote, which then made me wonder, why is it cheaper? Is that remote really that bad, or is the battery grip itself actually worse with the remote? I got it anyway, and yes, it works well, no complaints there. Actually, there is one, but we'll get to that in a minute. Now, in order to get the battery grip on there, we first have to remove this door right here, which protects the battery. Comes right off like this. Don't be scared to rip it off. It is designed to come off. And now, this just inserts right in here and screws on. It's ready to go. No need to turn it on unless you want to shoot photos vertically. And yeah, there you have it. You're ready to go. Now what this also does is it smooths out your footage a little bit. Now obviously it doesn't do that by itself. You have to do that, but it definitely helps with it because it adds a little bit more weight and obviously more space to the camera that you can grip onto. And what I mean by that, more weight always means it's gonna be more stable. And you're especially gonna notice that with Steadicam use. If you're a gimbal user though, it's a different story. While more weight is generally preferred in a Steadicam setup, it is not exactly preferred in a gimbal setup, because this not only makes your camera heavier, but it also makes it bulkier, and sometimes the motors won't even allow you to turn the camera the whole way with the battery grip. Or no, it's the other way around actually. The battery grip won't allow the motors to turn the whole way. Yes, that is actually the case. So if you like to film with a gimbal, which admittedly nowadays most people do, you're probably not gonna want this battery grip, or maybe even any other battery grip, because this always makes your camera taller. Now something like a Ronin S won't have this problem, but that's a pretty expensive gimbal. Actually, it's more kind of mid-range, I know, but we're talking budget here, okay? This setup is definitely too heavy for something like the Feiyutech A1000, which I recently got, and I'm gonna do a review of that, for sure. And something else to consider with this kind of makes you look more professional, but only if you use it at the right time, because if you're just there shooting handheld or on a tripod and you're definitely not going to use a gimbal or something that needs a bit of a smaller camera where weight or size is going to be a problem, then this is for sure going to make you look professional. If you're on a Steadicam, by all means go for this setup. But if you're a gimbal operator, then it's a different story. Because imagine if you take the battery grip and you always have to fiddle this off before you can balance the gimbal, and then you gotta take it off again, put the battery grip back on again. It's just too much of a hassle. And also, vlogging with this is obviously not the easiest task. While it's definitely doable, it is not easy. Like, holding this camera out like this can get pretty exhausting. And if you're a lightweight traveler that doesn't want to carry around a lot of gear, I think it's much better not to take this than to take this and having to carry around a little bit more. I don't know. You have to decide it for yourself. Personally, I really like the form factor of this thing. It does remind me of the 1DX Mark II and the D5 a little bit. Yes, it does, but it's nice to do this because then you can like stabilize this just a little bit more. You don't just grip onto the lens. You have one more point of contact, which is even better. Now, one thing I noticed with this slidey thing here is that sometimes it doesn't hold onto the battery to the lower battery, I guess you could call it, in here, which leads to the camera all of a sudden just having 1 bar of battery left, and which can cause the mirror to flip down and saying, nope, not enough battery left, you can't film anymore. Not that good. This mostly happens with the battery that's more towards the inside of the camera. This one right here, and believe it or not, this is actually fixed by taking a third-party battery, which you'll most likely have unless you just really don't trust the third-party batteries, which there is no reason to do that. You put the side without the contacts in first, and then you kind of angle it in so that the contacts push against the other contacts. And then do the same thing. Then you take the battery that's more towards the outside of the camera and do the same thing over there. This is caused by this little piece of foil right here, which they unnecessarily put on there from Nikon. Like, damn, why did you have to do this? Anyway, this is the way it works. If you do it like this, you won't have any problems. Slide it in there, twist it, flip it down. You're good to go. And that's also gonna be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this content, subscribe to see more about budget filmmaking and recording. And I'm just gonna say, until next time, peace out!